Welcome to latest News Blaster. For years, Hollywood fans have whispered, speculated, and pieced together fragments of interviews, sightings, and cryptic comments linking Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson. Two global icons from completely different cinematic worlds, one known for her glamorous television fame, the other for his intense, stoic, heroic roles, somehow kept reappearing around each other's names in unexpected ways. Now, at 58, Pamela Anderson has finally spoken directly about the rumors, and the truth, while far from a scandal, is something that genuinely surprised fans, delighted longtime supporters, and shed new light on a quiet chapter of her life that very few ever knew about. In typical Pamela fashion, she didn't reveal it through a dramatic press conference or a flashy social media post, but rather through a calm, reflective moment that captured how much she has changed in recent years. A rumor that refused to. The whispers began nearly a decade ago, when Pamela Anderson was spotted having lunch with Liam Neeson in Los Angeles in the mid-2010s. Paparazzi exploded with theories. Neither confirmed anything at the time, and both continued with their careers without addressing the speculation. But the rumor refused to fade. Entertainment reporters kept bringing Neeson's name up every time Pamela did a red carpet interview. Fans on social media created entire threads analyzing their body language in a few photos. And Liam himself, known for being extremely private, only fueled the curiosity by refusing to deny or confirm outright. To many, the silence meant there was something there, maybe not a relationship, but at least a real connection behind the scenes. Pamela's reinvention, and why she chose to speak now. Over the last few years, Pamela has undergone one of the most striking transformations of any Hollywood figure. She stepped away from heavy makeup, embraced natural beauty, redefined herself through memoirs and documentaries, and became more grounded than ever. This more mature, reflective Pamela recently sat down for an in-depth conversation in which the interviewer casually mentioned Liam Neeson's name while discussing the men she's crossed paths with in the industry. This was the moment she finally opened up. She laughed, not a dismissive laugh, but the kind that signals relief after holding something in for a long time. And then she spoke. Liam Neeson, he's wonderful, and yes, we did meet more than once. With that single sentence, Pamela confirmed what fans had suspected for years: their interactions weren't accidental. She went on to explain, they met several times privately. They shared meaningful conversations. They developed a strong respect for one another. And yes, there was a moment when something more could have happened. But she clarified immediately that it never became a relationship. It wasn't the right time for either of us, she said. But he was, and is, a kind, grounded person. I always admired that about her. The simplicity of her answer only heightened interest. For years, the public was led to believe the rumor was baseless. Now, Pamela had not only confirmed the meetings but hinted at a deeper emotional context that fans never knew existed. What drew them together? Insiders at the time had quietly suggested that Pamela and Liam shared common ground that the world never saw. 1. Both were dealing with intense personal transition. Pamela was shifting out of a turbulent chapter in her personal life. Liam was navigating grief and family responsibility. Two people who had seen the heat of the spotlight, and the loneliness behind it, found comfort in talking to someone who understood fame without glamorizing it. 2. They shared a love for activism and humanitarian projects. Both supported various global causes, from animal welfare to humanitarian relief. 3. Their personalities balanced each other. Pamela's warmth and spontaneity were a sharp contrast to Liam's calm, collected presence. A dynamic several sources described as unexpectedly natural. But despite this chemistry, timing and life circumstances weren't aligned. Why they never pursued a romance? Pamela made it clear. There was affection, I think, but our lives were moving in very different directions. She didn't use dramatic language, and she didn't hint at heartbreak or conflict, just an honest acknowledgement that sometimes two people connect deeply, but simply don't step into romantic territory. Fans appreciated her maturity. In a Hollywood era obsessed with scandal, her explanation was refreshingly grounded. Liam Neeson's past comments suddenly make sense. During the height of the rumors, Liam Neeson had given an interview where he mentioned being smitten with someone, but refused to name her. At the time, fans speculated wildly. Some guessed fellow actresses, others guessed someone unknown to the public. But now, with Pamela's recent comments, many online are revisiting that interview with fresh eyes. Was he referring to her? Pamela didn't confirm it, but she didn't deny it either. And that subtle silence has sent social media into an uproar. Why the internet is exploding over this revelation. The unexpected pairing has always been part of the intrigue. Fans found the contrast between them fascinating. Hollywood bombshell meets action film legend. Free-spirited activist meets disciplined performer. Beach set glamour meets gritty thriller energy. It felt like something that shouldn't make sense, yet somehow did. After Pamela's new comments, online discussions reignited instantly, with fans calling them the unexpected duo that could have been, and a soft story Hollywood never told us. Pamela's message to fans who wanted more. Toward the end of her interview, Pamela offered a gentle final note. Life brings people into your path for different reasons. Some stay, some don't, and some just help you see things differently. Liam was someone I genuinely enjoyed talking to, that's all. Her words weren't sad, they were peaceful, reflective, and appreciative. It wasn't a love story, it wasn't a secret romance, it wasn't a scandal. It was simply two people finding a moment of connection in a world where genuine connection is rare. And for Pamela Anderson, that was enough. A look at where they stand today. Pamela emphasized that she and Liam are not in active contact, their lives have moved on, but there is still respect, the kind that lingers long after the moment has passed. Liam Neeson has continued to keep his private life extremely guarded, and it's unlikely he will comment publicly, but sources close to him have always described him as someone who holds on to friendships quietly and privately. Whether they will ever reconnect is unknown, and may be irrelevant. What matters is that Pamela felt comfortable enough, at this stage of her life, to speak honestly about something she had held close for years. Why fans see this as a new chapter for Pamela. At 58, Pamela Anderson is redefining what it means to age in the spotlight. She speaks carefully now, but not fearfully. She shares just enough to be human, but not enough to be consumed. Opening up about Liam Neeson wasn't sensational, it was symbolic. It showed she is no longer afraid of misunderstandings. She is at peace with her past. She is choosing authenticity over silence. And for fans, that honesty is exactly why Pamela's reinvention has been so admired. Conclusion. The truth fans waited years to hear. The public always imagined a dramatic Hollywood romance, but the truth is deeper and more meaningful. Pamela Anderson confirmed, yes, they met multiple times. Yes, there was a real personal connection. No, it was never a relationship. And yes, she remembers Liam Neeson with genuine warmth. It wasn't scandal, it wasn't a cover-up, it was simply two people crossing paths and leaving an impression on one another. And now, after years of speculation,